Once more, welcome to another session of Cloud Computing with Tidemi, with focus on AWS. On today's presentation, we'll be talking about IAM Overview. Here, we'll be talking about IAM, which stands for Identity and Access Management. I'm going to walk you through the IAM dashboard. First of all, how to access IAM, walk you through the IAM dashboard, explain each and every important component of the IAM. Then also we are going to proceed by practically launching or creating some of those IAM components. So before we actually dive into why we are here, first thing first, you should make sure you have logged into your AWS Management Console. As you can see, this is mine here. I've logged into my AWS Management Console. Navigate to your favorite region. Okay, navigate to your favorite region, and I love using US East 1. And also, before we proceed, you should know that as of 2025 July, the 12 months free tier given to AWS was changed to something known as a 6 months credit tier. That simply means when you create an account as of now, you'll be given $100. Yeah, $100. If you can remember or recall from our video when we're creating our management console account, you can remember that we're giving $100, but now it is $120. So I just want to draw to your attention that when you create an account on AWS as of now, the $100 given to you is not all. The more things you do on your account, the more services, the more resources you deploy, AWS is going to add more credit. Now, while you're on your AWS Management Console account, you go to the console home page. All you need to do is first you can, beside your ID, you can click to know your current credit remaining for on the free tier status and the days remaining that you need to use this credit. Next, you need to scroll down, still on the console home page. So when you scroll down, you're going to see something known as Explore AWS. Now, this simply means that AWS is going to present to you some list of activities that if you complete them, you have more credit in dollars. Okay, so our previous video, we created an AWS budget. We created a budget plan. So after the creation of that AWS budget plan, if you can see, it is marked completed and AWS gave us 20 US dollars. So these are other activities that if you complete, AWS is going to give you more US dollars in credit. Okay, you cannot, cash it out. You need to use it on the AWS Management Console. So we have, if you create an Aurora or RDS database, if you are going to create a web app using AWS Lambda, if we do something with on Bedrock using any of the foundation model that is generative AI, we are going to get there. Or if you launch a simply EC2, okay, these are the rewards attached to each and one of these services, as you can see. Okay, and there is more. Okay, there are more resources and more things to do. So when you create your account, please take note, don't just let it be. Okay, don't just abandon it. Go there, try to use it, try to perfect your skills. If you're newbies, try to launch some of these services. Don't be scared because there is a credit given to you. Okay, you should not be scared that AWS is going to deduct money from the present card you attach. No, you have enough dollars to perfect some basic skills on AWS, and AWS is telling you that the more you work, the more dollars will be given to you. So that is just a little remark I wanted to do before we actually proceed. Okay, so moving straight into why we are here. When you must have logged into your management console, you navigate to your favorite region. As I said, I'm using US East 1. Now I show you how to search or how to access services. To your left, you can either come here and search for IAM, or you click on this service menu cube and you locate security and identity compliance. Then you scroll down, you're going to see IAM. You can click here, or you simply just type IAM, which stands for Identity and Access Management, and you're going to click on it. Give it some time to load. Now, this is our IAM. This is our IAM dashboard. Okay, first thing you need to know on IAM is a global service. As I said, you can revert to my notes on the AWS global infrastructure to really understand the difference between global and regional services. We have global services, we have regional services. Down into regional services, we have VPC only resources. We have easy specific resources and other words. So IAM, which stands for Identity Access Management, is a global service. Global service simply means, in respect of where you find yourself, in respect of the region where you are located, you can use or access those resources. So IAM is one of them. Now, the first thing when you get here, you should make sure that your security recommendations are zero. That simply means you must have set up your MFA on your root account. If you haven't done that, you're going to see it will be red here, which you can click to proceed. You also need to make sure that you don't have any root access key. We are going to get into what is meant by access key, but for now, always make sure your security recommendation is zero. Next on our list to the right, you can also see the summary of your account ID. Okay, and also there's something I want to start with today known as alias. Now, alias is like, when you grow up, when we were back then in secondary school, we always have nicknames. Okay, a summary of our name, or I call that or alias. Yeah, it is called alias. Like you can have a name, a particular name that everyone uses to call you, but it's not your real name. Okay, but it's a very short name that they can use it to easily address or locate you. You get that most footballers always do that. If you notice, footballers are born with different names, but when they want to play football, they choose a very short name that they can use to for their career. So AWS also decided to give us an account alias which you can create. So first thing when you get here, always create your alias. So in order to create your alias, what you need to do is come to your IAM dashboard. To your right, you click on create alias. Now your alias must respect these criteria. Your alias must be from A to Z, 0 to 9, or hyphen, nothing more, nothing less, and should not be more than 63 characters. Okay, so I want to give this my alias, that is my alias TDMI hub. Okay, they said IAM user will still be able to use the default URL containing the AWS account ID. Yeah, alias also comes to replace your ID. Your ID is long. Okay, I think it's a 12-digit number which you saw. Now, will it be all the time that you are going to cram the ID? In other words, there are some scenarios whereby you will need your account ID to confirm your presence, to confirm some resources and accesses. An alias can stand in for that. This is my account ID, as you can see here. So alias come in like to replace this, because with an alias I can easily remember this name than remembering the 9355 and other words. Okay, so give a valid alias name here. If it's not valid, it's not going to work. So that is mine, TDMI hub, and I'm going to create my alias. Perfect, successful. Okay, you can delete, you can edit in future if you want, so there's no problem with that. Next on our list, you see here is the summary of your IAM dashboard. When you scroll down here, these are some components of IAM. They're telling you we have 0 users, 0 groups, we have some rules. Those are default rules, 0 policies, and 0 identity provider. To our left, we have the IAM menu sector, okay, or IAM menu pane, which is made up of the IAM dashboard. As you can see, this is the IAM dashboard that gives you an overview of everything concerning the identity and access management. And actually, you should know that IAM is one of the most used identity service, is the most common identity service on AWS. Now, there is a whole lot of detailed documentation on our website talking about IAM, okay, giving you details about IAM and other ways. So you can go and read that. But you should know that IAM is the most common identity service. There are different identity services on AWS, but IAM is the most common. Okay. So to your left on the menu pane, you have the dashboard. Here is it, the welcome page. Okay, under we have access management components like user groups. See user groups like department. Okay, when you go to a company, they are structure the company in department, human resource, account, finance, IT, sales, and other rest. It is the same thing. It is advisable to group users, to group the identities, to group the entities that will be working in the cloud in groups for easy management, for privacy, and least privilege. Okay, so in future we'll be creating groups. So any user you want to create, you need to create and put in a group. If it's a DevOps guy, you put in a DevOps group. If it's a security guy, you put in a security group. Okay, if it's an operator guy, you put in an operator group. So that is basically what user groups are. and in summary, it is a group of users. Next, we have users. These are basically entities in the cloud. Okay, whenever someone is employed, a new employee, a new professional that wants to work on your account, on your cloud platform, you need to create that person a user account. Okay, it's like you're in a company where you're employed, they create your user account, give you an ID, a password, and put you in a particular department which can be called group, and permissions are being attached to that group which you can access. So a user represents an entity in the cloud. So each user that wants to access your account, it is advisable to create a user account for that person so that you can easily monitor audit the person in terms of problems, and okay, also block even the person when the person is no more with you. So we have rules. Okay, rules are, in summary, basically these are temporal permissions. Okay, these are temporal permissions. When you create your account, you have some default rules here. Okay, you have some. Don't be scared. Okay, now one thing I'll tell you is rules are temporal permission. You should know that it is being used when you want to temporarily grant access to somebody or a particular service. Rule can be used by someone that is a user, and rules can be used by other resources or services on the AWS Management Console. So, in general, these are temporary resources given to someone, which is valid for 1 hour and more, based on how you modify it. Next, we have policies. Policies is basically a document of permissions. Okay, policy is basically a set of permission that can be, customized by you, the user, or you can decide to use what AWS has provided. As you can see, AWS Manage. So this is a document of permission that can be attached to a role, it can be attached to a user, it can be attached to a group, which is the best. Always attach policies to groups, okay, so that it can be, inherited by all the users in that group. And whatever. So we are going to see how to create policy, and see under the IAM dashboard. The next thing you need to do is, when you scroll down, we have Access Analyzer. It is a new feature that was launched somehow, I think last year, if I can remember. Access Analyzer is like a monitoring service. Okay, it's like a monitoring service. It's a security monitoring service that is attached to your IAM. IAM, yeah. So Access Analyzer can be used to, help you locate findings. Okay, findings are basically security breaches, things that have not been done correctly, least privileges not respected, okay, over permissions, permission that does not respect stuffs and all the rest. So Access Analyzer watches over every, findings that comes from IAM. As you can see here, we have the external access finding. It identifies resources. Now, it's not strictly only attached to IAM. Okay, so it helps you identify external resources that have gone against the least privilege. Least privilege simply means you do not respect some terms and conditions that needs to be respected in order to provide a secure cloud environment. It also monitors internal access findings. Okay, that's basically around the IAM users, the roles, and the groups. And it also helps you to, locate what unused access is. It is said that when a particular permission or access is being given to someone, if the person happens to be fired or leave the group in future, you should always delete it. Okay, always delete roles that are not in use. Always delete IAM users and IAM groups that are not in use. So Access Analyzer will help us to locate such unused accesses and report it so that we can take action. So it is made up of basically 3 steps. You create your analyzer, you choose any of these analyzers, it helps reviews findings and present it to you. Then you can take action, or it can also take action on your behalf based on how it is being configured. Okay, so that is basically what Access Analyzer is. Then we have also something known as organization, which we are going to see more in future. Organization is basically a group of AWS accounts that you can manage. Okay, it simply means you're in a company, you have a presence all around the world in different continents. All those different countries, they have different AWS account. You can decide to create them and put them under an organization and manage them, which is the best method to manage multiple accounts. So now let's go under account settings now, which is the last thing we are going to talk about when it comes to IAM dashboard. Under account setting, it holds one of the most important feature or important component known as password policy. So if you remember when we were creating our management console, you saw when we're about to give it a password, you saw some policies or some rules that we need to respect, like it must be uppercase, lowercase, numbers, at least 8 characters and all the rest. This is basically where you're going to set your password policy for your IAM users. Okay, it has some default settings as you can see here, 8 characters and the rest. You can as well edit it. Okay, a password policy is always good. It is advisable. Always configure a beautiful password policy so that user should respect. How many times can a user use a particular password in a year? When will the password expire? Is it after 3 months or 1 month? Okay, how should a password looks like? The structure of a password, should it be just numbers or words, alphanumeric, uppercase, lowercase? The length of a password, should it be 8 characters, 12 characters, 16 characters? It all depends. So when you get to your IAM dashboard, you click on account setting, you can edit this. Okay, you can use the default, you can customize. Okay, you set up your own, you add the characters. As you can see here, I can put 9. You enable all this stuff, and when you're done, you save changes. So that is basically a summary or an overview of the IAM dashboard. In our next video, we'll start creating or launching some of these features or components of an IAM dashboard by, okay, we'll start by creating a group, okay, adding permission to a group, creating a user, adding the users to a group, okay, create a role and attach to a user or a service and see how we can access the role, okay, and also create an access analyzer and see how it can be created. So that is basically what I have for you today. Thank you, stay tuned and see you in the next video. Bye for now.